The important thing is how we live. And to the extent that we appropriate all of the resources that God makes available to us, most likely we shall live a significant and meaningful life. Hello, dear friends. I'm reminded today of an interesting definition given by John Pollard, who defined genealogy as tracing yourself back to people better than yourself. Well, this may be true on many situations, but obviously it is not always true. How many people are surprised in the middle of their life to know that they had some ancestor who was a horse thief, or who had spent time in jail, or who was guilty of many bad things. But what really matters is the individual, not those who came behind, even those that might move ahead of them and live after them. That is the story that I have for you today of a socialite, a lady that had grown much financially and socially and in many other ways. She was well known and respected in her community, and towards the end of her life she decided to have her biography written. She contracted, of course, a professional writer to whom she gave all of the details, all of the necessary information, while she continued doing her research to provide that information to him. And yet she was horrified when she realized that one of her grandfathers, whom she had never known in person, and about whom very little, if anything, had been transmitted to her, had actually spent some time in the famous or infamous Sing Sing prison in New York, one of the most notorious in the United States, usually harboring some of the most cruel criminals. So her question was, how can we overcome this fact from being known? And checking with the one who was writing the biography for her, with all the information that she provided, he considered remaining fully true and found a meaningful way of hiding that particular factor. And this is how that section of her biography came. It says, one of her grandfathers occupied a chair of applied electricity in one of America's best-known institutions. He was very much attached to his position and literally died in the harness. And that was the way that her biography was published. There was nothing untrue about that, and she was somewhat safeguarded by the shame of having one of her close ancestors having perished in that horrible place. Obviously, the emphasis that I want to bring to your attention is that the important thing is how we live. And to the extent that we appropriate all of the resources that God makes available to us, all of the wisdom that He is prompt to provide for us, and to the extent that we abide by His principles, most likely we shall live a significant and meaningful life without the flaws that a criminal or anyone without God in his or her life would probably live by. So take heart and be sure that you are already well committed to Almighty God, that you study diligently His unchanging truth, in the Bible, and that you abide by the principles therein contained. Thank you so much, and until the next time, bye-bye.